Good afternoon and welcome to the second afternoon game happening here at Gulu High Ground. No overcast conditions whatsoever. The sun is bright and it's all guns blazing. But the match that we have on the cards is between St. John SS and Goodheart from Bugembe. The two captains right here with me. Nabuli Meshadi, the captain for St. John's SS. Bafuna Sharon, the captain for Goodheart Bugembe, and the match umpire Nasuna Witini. Nasuna, please hand over the coin to the home team captain. Tiles is the call. And heads is on top. Shadia, you've won the toss. What are you going to do and why?
We are going to bat because first and foremost the outfield is quick and the sun is very...
Once again, welcome to the Skyview Girls Cricket Week 2025 at Gulu High School. Is match number 2, a clash between St. John's Mukono and Goodheart Secondary School. News from the middle: St. John's won the toss and elected to bat first. My name is Kasozi Jeff Mwesigwa, alongside my partner, seasoned umpire, commentator, and sports writer Ivan Sprian Sajabi. Ivan, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Jeff. How was the lunch?
Lunch was delicious. I enjoyed the
chicken.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the game. This is the first over. Some good notes there from the opener for Goodheart. Goodheart Secondary School is found in Jinja, a place called Bugembe. And this is their second time to appear at this tournament. Very, very happy to be back here. Just punches that one to the gap. And Nampera Sonia manages to get off the mark. First runs there on board for St. John Senior Secondary School, a school found in Mukono, in a place called Namuyenje. Beautiful clash, seeing young girls featuring in this one. It's a left-right combination there for St. John. Open proceedings here. Tries to work it away, but just misses it. Good stuff there from the bowler. I tell you, Jeff, if you look at the way this girl is bowling, she is very, very tidy, not giving away anything.
Yes, Ivan, great work by the opening bowler. Tidy lines, not giving anything away.
Just as soon as you give her flowers, she does a lot of work to let you down. But brilliant work there being done by Goodheart Bugembe. Goodheart, their captain, Sharon, at the toss, said that if she had won the toss, she could have also taken a decision to bat first. Unfortunately, the toss not falling into her hands. But she said she will do whatever it takes to make sure that she wins that one. That is hit with a lot of power and hit straight. Looks like she had a ruler in measuring that one, but not enough power there from Nakasaga, and they will only settle for 2 runs.
End of the first over, score stands at 5 for no loss. Ivan, I noticed something in the field there. Goodheart playing without a mid-off, and so many fielders closer to the batter at about 15 yards. You might think they're playing with a tennis or softball.
Yeah, some notes there to take for the coach. Need to work on that field setup. Second over, a short ball is hit with a lot of power, but just straight to mid-off. She looked Not so strong with that pickup, but eventually managed to stop it. That is hit. Some efforts there to chase it, but it will eventually run away and bring up 4 runs. First boundary in the second game at this ground there. St. John SS looks like they also want to get things done in a wrap-up.
Ivan, only the second boundary of a bat at this ground.
Good analysis, Jeff. Down the leg for yet another extra. We saw extras playing a role there on the side of St. James. They got 17 runs, but 14 were extras. But looks like when they were bowling, the players of Goodheart were around taking notes on how to bowl these extras. These have come so early. Back-to-back wides there.
Good work by the fielder from fine leg to stop that. Wow, Ivan. Look at the field set by Goodheart. We have a fielder standing straight behind the wicket keeper. And two more at what appears to be short third man and fine leg, who I don't think would be in play in case anything comes their way.
And not so many quick balls are coming off the surface. Immaculate Ndibyalire, not bowling with a lot of pace, but that one will just go straight to the timber. Just at a moment when you couldn't expect it. Nakasaga failing to close her gates. A beautiful delivery there from Ndibyalire, Immaculate, and Goodheart SS has bagged the first wicket.
Wicket time there for Goodheart. You can see the joy on their faces, picking up the first wicket in this tournament. Good delivery there.
Because Goodheart Bugembe just playing in this tournament for only the second time. But Goodheart Bugembe is one of the schools that have played cricket consistently. When I was also still in high school at Busoga High School, a school that I left in 2015, I tell you Goodheart was playing cricket by then. But their appearing to the Nationals started just last year when we were in Soroti. Of course, everything comes with a lot of hard work. The EastEnders hub there in the Nelo region doing a lot of good work to make sure that they do fine-tune these players. Immaculate Ndibyalire, not bowling with a lot of pace, but that one will just go straight to the... Yeah, Puerto Rican, who is playing in the Division 1, scored 10 for Rounders Cricket Club. The scorecards were not looking nice by the time I last checked out. But I think we'll be joining the team so soon. Some good delivery there from Immaculate Ndibyalire, and the second over has come to an end. After 2 overs, St. John's SS Mukono has 12 for a loss of 1 wicket. It's the Skyview Girls Schools Cricket Week tournament happening here in the beautiful city of Bulu. Good cricket on the display. Third over of the game. Just straight to the blade. Very, very solid with the hard defensive Nampera Sonia. Nakazuba Victor, who bowled the first over and it went for only 5 runs, is back ball her second.
Good stuff there. Just bowling a good length and inviting the batter to take her on. Good shot there, shortish, and the fielder at square is unable to stop the ball, which clears the boundary for a 4.
That 4 marks the second boundary in this game and the third on this ground. A very low scoring game we had in the morning. But earlier days, it's just match day 1 out of the 7 days that the tournament will run for. Great start, and a lot of cricket will be displayed here. Of course, looking at some of the results from the morning games, Olida High School beat Masindi SS by 90 runs. Mount St. Henry's High School Mukono, on their debut in their first game at the Nationals, managed to overcome their sisters of Gayaza High School by 17 runs. Jinja Secondary School in the Nairo Region Derby beat Iganga SS by 91 runs. St. James lost to Late SS by 10 wickets. And Sacred Hearts Secondary School beat their sisters of Ugulu High School by 104 runs. We have already seen runs in this tournament. Of course, we saw Sacred Hearts in the morning scoring 166 runs, which is actually currently the tournament highest total. Whereas the 17 all out by St. James is the lowest total in the tournament. End of over number 3. Victor Nakaziwa going through that one quickly. And the score is 16 for 1 after 3 overs.
Continuing from the school end is Immaculate Ndivyalire, having picked up a wicket for 7 runs in her first over. Starts off with 1 in the slot. Wicketkeeper fails to gather and they make 2 more.
Fielder there being disappointed and guilty for that. She could have been in position to give a good backup to her teammates, but even the efforts to chase were in vain, as the late dive didn't help her to gather the ball.
Ivan, I tell you, these Goodheart girls would really benefit from the presence of their coach to provide some guidance, a word or two to push them on.
Not sure if by tomorrow Regan will have checked in the camp, because it's some long distance from Kamengo to Gulu, as you have to first drive back to Kampala before you think of getting on the next bus to Gulu. But what a brilliant bowling there from Immaculate Individually. When you look at the areas she's bowling, are real good areas. That is straight to the fielder. Not very, very quick, but that could have been a run out in a team that has slightly greater awareness. But nevertheless, St. John's capitalizing on that and making sure that they get the runs on board. Another one down the leg for yet another extra. Extras are becoming many in the game, throwing many away. Tries to go for it, but that just gets the edge of the bat. The fielder not sure whether to use her legs or her hands, but in the end she picks it up. St. John's SS capitalizes and picks up a double.
Ivan, so far, the fielders from Goodheart showing a lot of fatigue, or it could be satisfaction from the sumptuous meal they had. And the legs are still heavy, can't get them off the ground. But as we progress, we hope they get into the game.
This time round, she turns around and hits it back out of the square. There is a chance we run out, but the awareness just gives St. John's a chance to scamper very quickly for that single. 25 for 1 is the score after 4 overs. Projected score 126. Current run rate 6.3. There is action happening in the UCA men's 50 over league in both Division 1 and 2. And in Division 2, Catch Tigers B making their debut in the league are taking on King's College with the Cricket Club. 25 for 2 is the score after 5.3 overs. Catch Tigers batting first in a 25 aside reduced game. In the other results, Abojo is taking on Jack. Abojo is batting first and 125 for 6 after 28.2 overs in a reduced match where they will play 32 overs apiece. Wanderers Cricket Club has been bowled out by Catch Tigers for 173 in 47.3 overs. Catch Tigers, champions of last season, are on the chase with 19 for no loss after 4 overs. And Rounders taking on Siren Lions. Rounders posted 200 all out in 43.4 overs. Siren Lion is on the chase and they are 9 for 1 after 0.2 overs. There's a bowling change there for Goodheart Bugembe. As chance for a catch, she goes for it, but doesn't grip it quite well. That is right to her face. The umpire, Whitney Nasuna, making sure that she performs that concussion test to see if the batter is not injured and is safe to continue with the action. Atune Dorin, the new bowler there, undergoing a concussion test. Very, very well done there, Nasuna Whitney. Great awareness. As the umpire, you need to be at the helm of the safety for all the players on pitch.
Yes, Ivan, and kudos to the bowler. Great courage to keep pushing after getting a hit on the head. This is what we love to see. Youngsters eager to play the game.
I tell you, Jeff, many things may not have happened, but the passion that these young players are showing here in Gulu. There's a short ball there, but not punished. A bit of misjudgment there at covers. That is running close to the boundary. Does it have enough legs? The umpire just waiting to confirm for the signal and the confirmation of a boundary there from the umpire. Very, very close call. Something you'd wish to look at again. But in the end, a boundary.
Good cover drive there from Lokuya Michelle.
To the boundary.
But what wicket keeper fails to gather and they make two more good shots there. Shortish
and
there
for good
the fielder at square.
As not very
Is unable to stop the ball. 9 after 5.
Michelle, part of the players who played for St. John's during the Nationals last year. St. John's, 2 of their players were part of the under-19 team, including their captain, Nabulime Shadia English and Irene Mutonyi. Irene Mutonyi also made a debut with the senior side, where she has so far participated in 2 tournaments, including the Women's Day Cup and the Capricorn Series. There's some chance for a run out there, but the throw from the deep, not very convincing, and St. John's picks up another couple.
Yes, Ivan, talking about the two products from St. John's reminds me of the coach Barak Tuliamwesimira, who has put in a lot of effort and hard work, and the results are there for all to see. Already having two players featuring for Uganda at the underage and on the national side. Very impressive.
That is cutting the gap, Jeff. They are running very quickly. A bit of delay there in the pickup of the ball. And St. John's SS, very, very sure there that they will pick up that couple. Coach Barakatulia Mwesimina there deserves his flowers, as you do give them to him, Jeff. You'd blame Barak for anything, but his passion and commitment to the game of cricket, very, very overwhelming. He is really a good coach. He is a coach you would see offline at St. John any time of the day. He gives it his all. Maybe that's why he has even been earned calls going participate as a coach in the bat ball tournaments. And now here he is with his team. St. John's SS playing in the Central Region and losing the semi-final to Ndeje SS, who went on. There is a run out there for Goodheart. A confirmation of by runs there from the umpire. And the umpire and the batter, Soniana Ampera, will have to take that long walk. She wasn't so quick in the way she took that second run. To the boundary. But what a
Wicketkeeper
brilliant bowling
fails
there
to
from
gather and they
Immaculate Individual.
make
When you
two
look at
more good shots there.
the
Short
area, there's a bowling
Tisha,
change there for
the
Goodheart in
fielder
the
at
end
square
as not very
is unable to stop the ball.
to keep St. John's SS. Maybe they could easily contain them. Thirty-four for 2 after 5.5 overs is the score, Jeff. St. John's SS playing in the Central Region and losing the semi-final to Ndeje SS, who went on. There is a run out there for.
Are in position to judge for themselves because so many opinions coming from the dugout are confusing them. Couple of missed chances by Goodheart, but finally they hit one.
New batter in Nakato Josephine. Nakato Josephine is a twin to Babiri. Unfortunately, her twin sister not part of this team, but last year both of them were in Gulu. I beg your pardon, in Soroti for the Nationals. End of power play, and 34 for 2 is the score after 6 overs. Not very bad there for St. John's SS. Despite losing 2 wickets, they've managed to gather those 34 runs on board. Doreen Atwine will come back to bowl her second over from the church end.
Yes, Ivan, St. John's will be happy with their start from the power play. Going at almost 5.5 and over for the loss of 2 wickets. Wide it is from Atwine.
It's good to see girls playing this beautiful game of cricket. tries to go for that punch, but unfortunately she does not connect very well. Michelle Lokuya. Michelle Lokuya was also in Soroti last year for the Nationals. That one gets some bounces, but the umpire confirms that it is a wide. This time around, Atwina Doreen not keeping the tidy lines.
A good work there by the fielder in the close to cut that off. Lokuya Michelle goes over short mid wicket for a single. Ivan, looking at her style of play, doesn't seem to be one to be bogged down at the striker's end without getting runs. She's busy looking for runs. As we've seen, two attempted booming cover drives where she missed, but finally lands one and hits it over mid wicket for a single.
Very, very good with her shape. She doesn't give anything away from her side. Josephine Nakato hits that one with a lot of power. Should be straight as you would love to see it. And that would run away for yet another boundary. Good shot there from Nakato Josephine.
Yes, Ivan, a very good shot. But like I said earlier, I would love to see Goodheart put some fielders at mid-off and mid-on. Otherwise, they have so many fielders who won't touch the ball, standing in no man's land.
The intent from Nakato Josephine there, very, very clear. She has come to hit the ball, and you will see some big hits. Tries to hit it up and over. That is in the gap. Two fielders running around it. This time round, not hit with a lot of power. Baraka's finisher coming in quite early. But there are still some big names in the batting lineup for St. John's SS. Of course, the captain herself hasn't come in to bat. Shadia Gilingish, Nabulime. I tell you something, Jeff. When St. John's SS was playing Ndeje SS during the semi-finals in the Central Region, that player there that you're seeing, Nakito Josephine, scored a 6 at the Gaza Oval. And the other 6 from St. John's side was scored by Nabulime Gilingish. This time round, solid block there. And that will put the over an end. The 7 over score is 44 for a loss of 2 wickets. But in the other games, Sacred Heart Secondary School, after beating their sisters of Gulu in the morning game, they are 104 runs. They are playing their other sisters, Masindi SS. Of course, the draw, throwing all the schools from the northern region in the same group. And from that side, Masindi SS won the toss and elected to bowl first. Match is yet to kick off. If not bowl off, as a good cricketing language. But we are into the 8th over of the game here at Gulu. Started with a no ball there as Mwanse Anshar is the new bowler in the attack.
Good comeback there from the bowler after bowling a no ball of her first delivery. Goodheart should look at restricting St. John's to a total around 120. They will be happy with their effort in the field, but so far, fielders are letting down the bowlers, giving away easy singles, twos, and threes. Looks like someone got injured there.
The umpires just going to her to try and check. But ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching this tournament, this is the annual Girls Schools Cricket Week tournament. The tournament happens every year. And this edition being hosted by the Northerns. We are here in the city of Gulu, the city of elephants. Just taking you through the groups. Of course, yesterday when the two teams arrived, there was a draw, which brought up the two groups, Group A and Group B. Latest and Olida being finalists, they got seeded automatically because they were in the finals last year. Latest being put in Group A and Olida in Group B. But other teams in Group A, Ndeje SS, St. James SS, Mount Renzor SS, Igang SS, Nyakasura School, Jinji SS, and Masaka SS. The other teams alongside Olida High School in Group B are Masindi SS, Goodheart SS, St. John's SS, Mount St. Henry's SS, Gayaza High School, Sacred Heart SS, and Igulu High School. Tournament will be running for the next about 7 days. Of course, games at this ground will be coming live to your screens.
Ivan, strong sides there in the cricket week. Who do you reckon will be champions? Who are the players to look out for? And who do you think is going to surprise us in this tournament?
The team to look out for, in my opinion, is Olida High School. And my reason being very, very clear and precise. They possess quite a number of national team players. Players like Lona Anyait, Nandara Immaculate. They have players who've played for the senior side as well. Akurut, Asmin, all in there. So I believe they will be one of the teams which will not be a very, very easy nut to crack in this tournament. And the players to watch, Mwanga Ruth, when you look at the way she was playing during the qualifiers there, a player from Iganga SS will be one that we shall be looking out for. Look at players like Ariokot Esther, Ndeje SS, Pure Blessing. They are all good players to look out for. Some good drive there from Nakato Josephine, but straight to the fielder at long off. They run very quickly and only pick up a single. Good see girls playing. After all, they are girls. Everything is about enjoying. But the mood in the camp being very, very good. Haven't had any issues so far. And everything is moving as per the plan. She drives it just through. 15 a dive there. The bowler has off. Unfortunately, not enough. And they take another single. Another one hit with a lot of power there from Nakato Josephine. A misfield and a boundary for St. John's Secondary School. But in the other games that are happening at other grounds, Iganga Secondary School is taking on Nyakasura School. Nyakasura won the toss and elected to bat first. St. James Secondary School, after losing in the morning, they are now taking on Masaka SS. St. John won the toss. I beg your pardon, St. James won the toss and elected to bat first. Mount Renzori is taking on Undeje Secondary School. The toss update from that one. Another one hit with a lot of power there from Nakato Josephine. A misfield and a boundary for Saint. Back to this game, we are done with 8 overs, and the score is 52-2. St. John Secondary School batting first, having won the toss.
Bowling change from the church end. Bafuna Sharon is given the ball by the captain to get them a breakthrough.
Jeff, Bafuna Sharon is the captain herself. Still wondering if there's another captain who gave her the ball. But she starts it off with one which is very, very wide. Nasuna Whitney, the captain there. I beg your pardon, the umpire there. Just stretching out her arms. Bafuna Sharon looked very, very confident at the toss, saying that she will try as much as possible to limit this St. John SS team from getting many runs.
Let's see if she's true to her word. Started off with a wide and adds another one to the tally. Perhaps someone should shout a reminder to her, informing her of her mission of restricting St. John's to a manageable total.
This time round, she balls it finish. That is it straight. They are running. There is a chance for a run out. But a bit of a fumble there from Doreen. And they managed to get that single. But what I've liked about Doreen, when she said they were running, she didn't go for the overthrow. She just threw it underarm to see if the fielder close to the stumps could maybe wipe off the bells. That is some great awareness, Jeff.
Yes, great awareness. But Ivan, I feel like Goodheart fielders are making it way too easy for St. John's, letting them take the singles when the ball is in their hands. These ones are going to accumulate and Toto will get out of hand before they realize.
Another wide there from Sharon Bafuna. Down the leg. Extras are becoming many. And Jeff, this tournament, if you can bowl some tidy balls to the stumps, you stand a chance of saving yourselves from so many problems, because we've seen games where the extras are the best batters in the game. So you need to be bowling those tidy lines, try and make sure that you don't make it so easy for the other team to score many runs.
Yes, Ivan, don't give it away. Let the batters work for their runs. Good shot there, short ball punished, slapped through, long on for a four. Nakato Josephine showing her muscle here. Anything on offer has been dispatched so far, and that takes her total to 15 of 9. 3 fours already. Give it away. Let the batters work for their runs. Good shot there, short ball punished, slapped.
Coming in, Alan making sure that she goes for those massive hits. That one is bowled outside of stump, but the umpire indicates another wide there. But Jeff, if you look critical at that bowling action there from Sharon Wafuna, she comes running quick, but when she reaches the place where she's supposed to release her ball from, she reduces the speed, then she releases it. But right now, she will change bowling ends after giving away that wide. She will now be coming around the wickets. Look at that one. Reduces the speed. That is a bit of a creeper, but yet another wide there from the umpire.
Yes, Ivan, the captain there, struggling with her run up, especially towards the gather as she's approaching the stumps, slows down, and maybe that's where she loses it all. Concentration and focuses on not overstepping.
Bit of an inside eight there from Nakato Josephine down to short fine. There is a fielder and they will only go for one run. The instructions from the dugout of St. John's SS. Looks like Nakato is not middling it the way the team would wish. I'm sure they believe in her in her power abilities.
Yes, Ivan, the disappointment from the dugout speaks volumes of the abilities she has and the expectations of the team. The quality player she must be.
Because we've seen her playing quality shots in this game. She came when things weren't looking so nice for St. John Secondary School. But she's trying to put some stability in the game, hitting it as hard as she can. Another short ball hit straight to the field that covers, but you feel the sound of the bat.
Good over for St. John's, but not so good for Goodheart. Captain conceding 12 off that over. But of the 12, 6 were extras. Goodheart at this stage need to work on the extras. Let the batters play and their runs. Don't be given freebies. A bowling change from the school end, accrued patience, good delivery up front. Start with.
Patience uproot. This time around, she bowls it a bit quick. Lokuya Michelle just doesn't get to there. Patience Akrut will be fixing in some dots, try and make sure that she keeps St. John's assets in check and in scoring a total that is in their reach. Hit upish. There is a fielder. He puts that one down. She manages to do some good recovery there. But unfortunately, the batter was back to her ground. A bit disappointing there from the captain, Sharon Ibafuna. Maybe she could have held on to that one, Jeff.
Yes, Ivan. Very big disappointment from the captain. Maybe she wasn't expecting the ball to come to her. But a good bowling from Akurut. Tidy lines and good pace to keep the St. John's batters in check. Bring her team back into the contest. I feel like took long to bring her on. Good fielding there, keeping that to one.
Yeah, some good running there between these two batters, Josephine Nakato and Michelle Loquia. Josephine Nakato just not finding that one, and that will mark the end of the over.
After 9 overs, after 10 overs, the score is 65 for 2. Accrued patience there with a tidy over, just 1 run conceded to bring her team back into the contest. And Nakaziba Victor back into the attack from the church end, having bowled 2 overs and gone for 9. Captain has taken herself out of the attack.
She was struggling a bit there with her lanes, the captain Sharon Bafuna. She concedes defeat for now. She says, let me first take a break. Maybe I'll come back and bowl later. Of course, Alida is just their first game. You have many other games where you can try anything that you have been training. Well, that is hit over the square leg fielder by Lokuya Michelle, and it will run away for another boundary there for St. John's SS. But that's the first boundary there for Lokuya.
Good shot there, Ivan. Shot of conviction. Picked up the length quickly and decided where she wanted to put it. And over square it went for 4. This is really good cricket from Lokuya.
You have many other games where you can try anything that you have been training. Well, that is hit over the square leg fielder by Lokuya Michelle, and it will you to start seeing the ball well. Lokuya Michelle now watching it all. She hits it hit hard again, but not enough contact there from the bat down to the fielder at mid wicket. St. John's SS playing this one in all blues. That's Goodheart, Bogembe. They have pink tops and black bottoms. Jeff, the pink tops remind me of an IPL team called the Rajasthan Royals. One that you fancy, but one which cannot play in the playoffs this year.
Unfortunately for all Rajasthan Royal fans, the team won't be able to make playoffs. Had a couple of injuries and some games that I felt the team could have won, but let away.
Yeah, about 3 games, those chases that didn't play out for them. But of course, having a 14-year-old Suryavanshi, making it very, very exciting. Of course, he scored the second highest, the second highest total in IPL, coming off only 35 balls. But back to the game, we are now done with 11 overs here at Gulu High School grounds. 5 grounds are being used in this tournament, including Gulu Primary, Gulu Prison, 2 grounds at St. Joseph's College, Laibi, and this very ground.
For our viewers, wherever you are following on YouTube, you can follow all the other games on the Uganda Cricket website. Root for your school, root for the girls, cheer them on, send a message of encouragement.
Bit of a session there between the two batters, but in the end, they go for it. Josephine Nakato hitting it and running even before she makes the call. Very, very risky. But the awareness from Goodheart has been a bit down in this game. Of course, awareness comes with some bit of gameplay. One of the things that the coaches should be looking at is trying to make sure that they get some more games. Try and make sure that they up their game. I tell you something, Jeff. St. John's Secondary School started playing cricket just post-COVID. Back then, when Mr. Chintu Simon went there and talked to Mr. Sentongo, the head teacher for St. John's, and the game was started in that school. But I told you, Goodheart game has been playing the game even when I was at Busoga High School, Kamuli, about 10 years ago. So I believe that maybe Goodheart should have been playing better cricket than St. John's, because they've been having this game, had equipment, and participated. Hit it straight to the fielder. The captain there this time not letting it go away, and making sure that they don't take that run.
Yes, Ivan, on that point of St. John's making leaps over teams that have played the game for long, that tells you what passion and commitment can do when you decide to do something, invest time in it, resources, the results will be there for all to see. And once again, we won't stop thanking the individuals who've done great for cricket. Mr. Simon Chintu spreading cricket in Mukono like a wildfire. I'm telling you, Ivan, within 5 years, schools in Mukono will be competing for the national trophy. And we might have, wow, what a shot.
That was some nice placement there from Lokuya Michel, just placing it in the gap on the offside. Very, very good looking shot, Jeff. Brilliantly done there to get another boundary for St. John's. But many videos putting in the many yards, making sure that they see this game grow in the different regions of the country. Kudos, all of you are making sure that the game grows and develops. Of course, it's a requirement in the new sports act. But I tell you something, Jeff, last year when Sacred Hearts made their debut at the Nationals, they turned tables as they played up to the semifinals. You never know what could happen, but you just need to have a good campaign. She drops down her head, and gives out another wide. Another over there comes to an end. Looks like the girls of Goodheart are losing the adrenaline. And the game was starting, their changes between overs were quicker than the way they are at the moment. Of course, Gulu, known for its heat, from around 11 up to now, the sun has been burning as if we are just sitting close to it.
Yes, Ivan, the hitting taking its toll there on the players. But in my opinion, Goodheart required their coach to be around to lift their spirits. I don't know if their teacher is seated anywhere close or has a great understanding of the game, but if there was someone to help push them a bit, everything would have been okay. Nakaziba Victor bowling her last over to Nakato Josephine. Boom Boom Josephine, who has slowed down now on 17 of 16. She's letting Michelle do the striking.
Yeah, of course, all the fielders fielding at the boundaries, just making sure they are close to the ropes when Nakato Josephine is on strike. But some of the things I know about Nakato Josephine, which is not so nice, Nakato Josephine tends to get tired a bit quickly. She doesn't have that more endurance. She starts well, but as the innings continue, she tends to drop her shoulders. Another, it's a bit of motivation. But the coaches need to be telling her that Nakato, you've been doing a good work. Don't just let it go.
4 runs. You can see the way she's running between the wickets. She has already given way.
Point and covers. Brilliant work there. Down to the ground there from the captain of the side, Bafuna Sharon, to save her team from conceding a boundary. And St. John's settles for a couple. See there the way Nakato is having size and panting just shows that the adrenaline is done, hits it late, but it's running to the no man's land. The call from Lokuya is 2, but the running from Nakato is no, I can't make it.
At this point, Nakato needs some water.
This is the point where the sponsors of Skyview have to come in and give Nakato some sugars. But very, very good work there being done by our sponsors, Skyview, sponsoring this beautiful tournament and making sure that the girls' lips are sweet all the time. Getting the drinks in all flavors and the water to keep hydrated. Very, very well done there, Skyview, our sponsors for this tournament. Of course, Skyview sponsors the boys and the girls tournament they have been sponsored for the last 2 years running, and they are here, I think, for a long call, making sure that this tournament happens.
Yes, Ivan. Good work there by Harris International, giving back to the community, sponsoring such a tournament, ensuring that the youngsters have a good time, keep hydrated. Change of bowler there from the school end. Coming to bowl is Mwanse Asha, having completed 2 overs already. Back into her second spell. Bowls 1 full that Nakato misses and is bowled. Ivan, I tell you, Nakato had already given up. It was only a matter of time before she could give away her wicket. But that doesn't take away the good work she has done. Coming in to bat is the captain, Nabulime Shadia Giringish, with a score standing at 87 for 3 after 13.1 overs. The captain there giving a few instructions to her partner, Lopria Michelle, who's already on 24 of 37 with 3 boundaries, striking at 64.86. Well, Michelle has played a good role anchoring the innings when wickets were falling. At this point, with 6 more overs to play, she should look at upping the tempo, get them to a score that will look to challenge Goodheart Secondary School. The dot ball there to start off her innings is
She goes for that drive, but just misses getting good contact there with the ball. Nabulime Chadia Glingish. Ever since St. John Secondary School started playing cricket, Nabulime has always been the captain. She was part of the team that played in the Under-19 World Cup qualifier last year in the city of Kigali. Very, very good there, Nabulime Shadia. Very, very known for her batting abilities. Up in the air, and Loquia. Oh, that was a free hit. There was a no ball call there from the umpire. Loquia trying to go for it, just hits it up in the air, but the catch will just help Goodheart not to concede. She goes down and drives it straight to long off. Chance to run out, but not completed.
Good shot there from Lokoya Michelle. Tell you, Ivan, the Goodheart fielders were just as excited about the catch, only to be reminded that it was a free hit. But good bowling there from Munase. Chance for a run out. Misses. Wicketkeeper fails to gather, and batters are happy with 1 run. And that's the end of the over. After 14 overs, St. John's have 91 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. Akwine Doreen back into the attack. Going at 7 and over, having bowled 2 overs and conceded 14 runs. At this point, she must be looking at restricting St. John's to a rate of about 5 and over. That would be decent. Punched down the ground, a fumble, and twists the call, but the ball crosses the boundary, and 4 it is for Gringish. A good shot off the full toss, punched down the ground with a lot of power.
Yeah, the fielder they are trying to go down for the long barrier. Unfortunately, she went down so early and just couldn't stop that one. This is how you tell the players of good heart that I have arrived. The intent there from Shadia Nabulime, very, very evident. This is the type of that I was opening for the baby Victoria Pearls. But the fielder doesn't look to be in good conditions, and
That would be decent. Punched down the ground, a fumble, and twists the call, but the ball crosses the boundary.
to continue playing in the spirit of the game. Of course, 16 schools are already here in this city of Gulu, where they are battling out for glory. But among the 16 schools, only one trophy will take away the trophy. A trophy that has been won by Ginger SS 8 times, Kololo SS 1 time, Walila High School 3 times, Gayaza High School 4 times. Runs, sixes will be played, will be seen in this tournament. She goes down, sweep it, but doesn't get enough contact. Shadia.
Shadia, they are guilty of going down too early. Thought she had picked the line. But unfortunately, she couldn't score off that ball. The instructions are coming in thick and fast from the coach. He wants to see her blade spitting runs. The bowler strays down the line and concedes a wide. Another wide ball by Atwine Doreen. Captain needs to talk to her bowlers and give them a word of encouragement or two. Keep them in high spirits. No ball is a call from umpire Whitney Nasuna as that ball pitched off the turf. Free hit to Giringish Nabulime. Let's see how big she can go. And big she goes. Hits that down to long on for 4. Good shot there from Nabulime Giringish, taking her team total to 102 runs.
Good shot there from Shadia Nabulime. But in the other updates, Iganga SS batting first against (22 for 2) is the score in that one. Ndeje SS batting first against Mountain Renzori, and 39 for 4 is the score after 6.4 overs. Sacred Hearts taking on Masindi SS. Sacred Hearts is batting first, and they have 45 for 1 after 8.2 overs. Doreen, this time round, that is played through the point. Good work there with the legs to try and stop it in. She manages to stop that one from reaching the boundary and saving her team some vital runs.
Yes, Ivan, that was racing away for 4, but the fielder applying her footballing skills and save her team 1 run. After 15 overs, the score is 106 for 3. Back on the local scene in the Div 1, Avojo vs Jack at Ginger SS. Avojo managing 162 for 8 in their 32 overs. Jack in all sorts of trouble with 5 for 2 after 1.3. Ivan, I feel like this Avojo side will cause so many upsets this season. If their full strength squad is available, they are capable of beating any side.
Yeah, but despite the loss they had against the Ceylon Lions, they had a very good campaign, of course, opening the tournament with 2 victories. And after like 3 match days, Avojo was sitting on top of the table. Very good side there, Avojo Cricket Club.
Looking at the scorecard from Serenity, seems the hosts are in all sorts of trouble. Chasing 201 for the win, Ceylon Lions are 74 for 4. The big guns all out already in the dugout. Obuya Robinson out for 6. Ruan, the captain and owner of the club, out for fast ball duck. Charlie Musemeza, Cove of 4. Miyaji Juma, note of 5. Currently in is Ankit Patel and Frank Nsuvuga with an impressive 33 of 22. Nsuvuga with 5 sixes, striking at 150. That must be interesting down there. Back here at Guru High, the skipper Nawime Giringish and her partner pushing Goodheart to their limits. with a score at 110 for 3 after 15.3. Very impressive innings from Lokuya Michelle, 32 of 43. She was slow in the start, but now upping the tempo. Good cricket all round.
Good stats there. You've been so good, Jeff, in making use of a data guru, giving us the stats from all over the globe. This time round, that is cut with a lot of power. Good work there from the field at point to make sure that they take only one run. Tell you something, these girls of Goodheart have done some good things well. And I just believe there is something small that is lacking in their side. But some pickups have been decent. You give them some credit. It's really a team that's playing. Remember when my coaches used to tell us that you play like a team that is coached, but they're really playing like a team that has a coach.
Yes, Ivan, that small thing you're talking about is the absence of their coach, but they are throwing their hearts out, giving their all. Just a little motivation would have done them a lot of good. But well, regardless, they are doing their best so that by the time the coach arrives, he's impressed at what they can execute from what they've learned from him. Having completed 16 overs, the score is 112 for 3. Atwine Doreen completing her spell. Very expensive spell there. Having conceded 29 of 3 overs.
Still going through her spell. The same round that just hits the inside edge of the bat. Shadia could have maybe gone down and hit that one away, but eventually she manages to get that single. The school's cricket week tournament happening here in Gulu. These girls are managing to make sure that they keep that scoreboard ticking. Of course, we are in the back end innings, so you need to make sure that you capitalize as much as you can and take your team to a good total. Of course, Shadia was looking at 120 runs, but right now they are very comfortable. The runs are flowing as quickly as possible.
Yes, Ivan. At the current rate, they'll be well above what they expected to score. Chance for a catch. No one is there to catch. The instructions from Coach Barak to his batters: go big, go home, maximize the remaining 18 deliveries, perhaps score 25 runs off them, put the team in a good position to win the game.
She goes and tries to cut it but doesn't make any contact. And that will put the over to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is the second match being played at this ground, and this game is between Goodheart Secondary School, the school that is wearing top pinks. I beg your pardon. They are wearing pink tops and black bottoms, whereas St. John's Secondary School is wearing all blue. St. John's Secondary School won the toss and elected to bat first, and the current total on board is 115 for 3 after 17 overs. We are remaining with only 3 overs to complete the first innings of the game. This game is broadcasting live at Gulu High Ground. 18th over, that is it, a pitch. Chance for a catch, but she just doesn't make good judgment. They will run very quickly and pick up that double.
Chance for a catch there, but fielder misjudged. Ivan, they tell you accrued patience is an impressive bowler. Just needs backing up from her fielders. Gotten a couple of chances that have gone begging, but that hasn't deterred her from bowling in the right areas. She hasn't swayed away. She's not trying to do many things. Keeping it simple, bowling a good length, not giving any extras. Let the batters look for the runs. Very good from the bowler there. Tries to block that, but makes no contact. Good bowling from accrued patience. Very tidy bowler, I tell you.
Yeah, the teammates of Shadia Nabulime, they are not really impressed. They believe this is the time where they should be seeing her power. She makes a shimmy down the track, but in the end, the ball comes very, very late off the surface, and she just goes for a defensive shot. Gets a single anyway to keep the scoreboard ticking. Holds it a bit full to the blade. That is hit straight. Straight as an arrow. It should just run straight to the boundary and bring up another boundary there for St. John's Secondary School.
A good shot there from Lokia Michelle. Very impressive cricketer. Liked the way she has gone about her inning. Well,
Holds it a bit full to the blade. That is hit straight. Straight as an arrow. It should just run straight to the boundary and bring up.
another full delivery driven. Fielder at cover couldn't collect. And they ran two. Good cricket there from St. John's. End of the over, and the score is 124 for 3 after 18. Lokia Michelle with 40 off 51. 4 fours. Lots of singles and doubles. Good batter, that one.
Yeah, Lokia Michelle has been the player to watch. She's been the Lone Ranger. Men have been coming and going when she's still in there. Even up to this time of the game, she is still in, looking for those runs. Good work there from Michelle Lokia to make sure that she holds St. John's Secondary School's badge so high. The ultimate over of the game here. 124 for 3 is the score after 18 overs. Nabulime, Shadia Glingish, and Lokia Michelle are in at the moment for St. John's, trying to make sure that they get as more runs as they can from the remaining 12 deliveries. No ball call there from the umpire. Wicketkeeper misses it, and they will add a run, chance for a run out. But the umpire says that is not out. Lokuya Michel kept ball watching as Shadia Nabulime was calling for the second run. The coach will need to address that awareness bit of the match.
Free hit delivery. Let's see how far English can hit it straight, but the fielder cuts it off. Chance for a run out. Mix up in the middle. The ball decides against throwing the ball to the keeper.
I think you should have given it. She should have given it a try. Maybe try and throw it to the keeper's end, because you have backup. About 3 fielders behind. Sorry, 2 fielders behind the keeper. That is it down the ground. Missed by covers. They're running, but there is a chance of a run out. The throw not so convincing. And in the end, St. John's survives losing another wicket.
Risky running between wickets by the two batters, but fortune favors the brave, and Lokuya Michel survives to see the next over. Score is 130 for 3. At this point, I don't know what the Goodheart fielders must be thinking. If I were the one, I could be thinking about the second innings, how we shall be making the chase about the inning.
Jeff, I think one of the good things that St. John's has done is making sure that they get to a defendable total. And with over 130 runs on board, I believe St. John's will be smiling at the end of the first innings. Shimmy down the track. Hits that one in the no man's land. Good shot there from Shadia Navulime. And that will bring yet another boundary for her. A nice looking shot there from Shadia.
Good shot there from the skipper. Save your legs. 4 through the mid-wicket region. Walked down the ground and smashed it for a beautiful 4. Gringish now on 23 of 21.
St. John's will be smiling at the end of the first innings. Shimmy down the track. Hits that one in the no man's
Beyond what they expected to score. And the dugout must be feeling comfortable at this point. Walks down the ground and misses. Chance for stamping, but the keeper is very far. No ball is the call from the umpire. Even another chance to go big. The only fear you have is to be run out or stamped off the no ball, but it's a license to kill.
They are taking her guard, ready to free up arms on this one. Makes a shimmy down the track. Hits it. Not hit hard. They are pushing and they will manage to pick up that double. 3 is the call from the dugout, and eventually they pick that third run. Lot of lapses in the fielding there by Goodheart. Looks like they have lost all the adrenaline that they had prior to this game.
Ivan, I feel like St. John's could have done a lot better running between the wickets, especially a player like Gringish. Don't wait for the dugout to make the call for you. She's busy ball watching all the time, taking her time to make the runs. Should run hard youngsters are still strong, should exhibit high levels of fitness.
End of the penultimate over of the game. 140 for 3 is the score after 19 overs, and we are down to the last 6 deliveries of the first innings of the game. Good batting there from St. John's Secondary School. The confident decision to bat first looks to be paying off. I believe at this moment they should be looking at getting about 20 runs to push and see that they get close to the 160 runs mark. At the moment, they have many wickets at hand, so you can take a risk as much as you can. A shorty ball there is hit backwards of the square by Shadia Navulime. Not a good connection, but some effort there from the fielder, and eventually she manages to save her team from conceding a boundary.
Good effort there from the fielder. Shadia unable to make the contact. Would have been a comfortable 4 for the team, but regardless, they pick up 3, bringing Lukuya Michelle on strike. Needs 7 to have 50, perhaps would be the first 50 of the tournament. Another short ball played to extra cover for a single.
Straight to the fielder. He loved that awareness. As soon as she got down and got that one, she knew that the batter at the non-striker's end was trying to go for a quick one. The throw going to her end, but unfortunately, she had made her ground again. Good awareness there from the fielder at mid-wicket. Another shimmy down the track. That was a chance for restamping, but a wide call there from the umpire.
Ivan, well, I think Shadia has to work on her technique at this point in the innings. Maintain the composure, stay still and hit the ball. Stay still, watch the ball and hit it as far as possible. She has been guilty of trying to walk down the wicket and most of the time not making contact at all. But regardless, score looking good for St. John's. 145 for 3 with 2 deliveries remaining in the innings.
I believe in a game like this one, Jeff. Good point there you make. Nawalime needs to correct all her techniques because the group where she is, not a very easy group to come out among the top 2. You will have a lot to correct because later on, St. John's Secondary School will be facing schools like Olila High School, Sacred Hearts, schools which were in the semi-finals last year. And these are no-nonsense schools. So if you get a team like Goodheart, make sure that you bring out your A game. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the first innings of the game. Remember, St. John's Secondary School won the toss and elected to bat first. Batted so well and managed to keep pushing their side. 7 runs coming up the last over, and they have managed 147 runs for a loss of 3 in 20 overs. Credit goes to Lokuya Michelle, unbeaten with her 44 of 54, including 4 fours at a strike rate of 81. Gilingish Nabulime, 31 of 28, a strike rate of 110. But the extras, as always, making a contribution, 30. The bowling cards, Immaculate Ndibyalire and Mwanse Ashar have been the only bowlers to put a difference, picking up a single wicket each. Nakazuba Victor, who bowled 4 overs and conceded 23 runs, has been the most economical amongst all the bowlers of Goodheart Secondary School. Ladies and gentlemen, we will go in for a very short break before we come back for the second innings of the game. You need to get their flowers. There is a breeze here at this ground. My name is Evan Cyprian Sajabi here in the comms, and I'm not alone. I have Jeff Mwesugwakasozi here with me. Jeff, welcome back from the break.
Thank you, Ivan. But the break came with a weather change. Heavy dark clouds passing over us. Rain clouds, surely. But I hope it's going away. And we have a game of cricket played.
Because in the morning we saw like SS winning here again by 10 wickets. And that gives them a chance of getting a good net run rate because they just down 18 in only 2.1 overs. Ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you are, there is a heavy breeze here. But the first ball of the second innings will be coming up just shortly.
Ivan, with this weather change and the result required, in my opinion, I would use spinners up front to have the 5 overs played as fast as possible. 130 is surely a big total. Chance for a catch, fast ball, and catch it is. Josephine Nakato taking that one. Easy peasy for St. John's. Wicket number 1 of the first ball.
Tell you, Jeff, your strategy was bringing slow bowlers to make sure that they get you those wickets as quickly as they possible. But maybe Coach Baraka's plan was bowling them out as quickly as they can. Wicket of the first delivery, none for one here at Gulu High Ground.
Let's see about that, Ivan. But good signs. The wind is carrying away the rain clouds, and surely we shall have a game played and completed.
The batter who has departed is Ipa Susan, caught by Nakata Josephine of Nadembe Irene's bowling. W. Patience is the other batter at the non striker's head. 0 for 1 after 0.1 overs. The breeze not stopping anyway, but we shall continue and see how we get action still rolling. Another one there hit the pads, but the umpire says that was going down in the leg. Not out is the call. Not out is the answer from the umpire.
Ivan, would love to have as many games of cricket played as possible. So we pray to the gods to keep the heavens closed. White ball there and single completed. Goodheart off the mark. 1 run. I beg your pardon. It was clipped to short fine for a single.
The schools that come from Mukono have come with teardrops. I've seen one flying for St. John's Secondary School at this very ground. But even when we were at Laibi in the morning match, Mount St. Henry's High School in Mukono also carried theirs. Some would swat, try and make sure that they brand their schools. I always talk to Alan Samakula, who tells me that if you invest in someone money, make sure that you invest more money than what you invested in them, and as you're just making noise about it. Say if the sponsorship package was 2 millions, make sure that you have about 4 millions to make sure that you publicize the 4 millions that you gave out as sponsorship. The school's putting in some yards to make sure that they don't lose the mileage. Nadem Irene there with a above the Western ball there. Looks like the batter was hit, but the umpire confirms that that will be a free hit there. I think Nadembe Irene was trying to bowl it full to the stumps to see if the batter could drive it away. Batter there, a dead bat there on a free hit. Noise, and no run in the end.
Ivan, back to the branding. It's a good thing. I told you we are hitting so many birds with a single stone of the Skyview Girls Schools Cricket Week. Good initiative there from the schools in Mukono. They know they're on TV, they're on YouTube. Good mileage for them, for the parents to see that such schools exist and produce all-round students, not just academic, but good at co-curriculars. These days, sports is a career. Even in Uganda, have cricketers given contracts and you can earn a living from sport. So it's very good to have schools participating and also getting mileage. Balls tries to block that off a back foot, but does not see it in the end and gets balled. But that was a free hit.
Yeah, she will live or die another day. She was just through her gates. But the call from umpire giving the batter a chance to stay at the crease. If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, from all over the world, this match that you're watching now is happening between St. John's Secondary School from Mukono and Goodheart Secondary School from Jinja. One school from the Central region, another from the Nile region, battling out to see who gets first points in this one. Of course, St. John's Secondary School did a lot of good work in the first innings, posting 147 for a loss of 3 in 20 overs. And the chase is on. Ali struggles there as St. John's have already picked up a wicket.
Ivan, back to the action in the Div 1 UCA Men's 50 over league. Ceylon Lions were in a big ditch, but a good innings from Frank Nsubuga brought them close to the target they are chasing. Frank scoring 76 of 40 deliveries, but most impressive thing about the 76, 66 of the runs were sixes, 11 sixes, no boundary scored, striking at 190. Unfortunately, he was caught by Calvin Watua, ball by Tembo Zubair, leaving Ceylon requiring 59 of 30 overs. Really, I don't think the remaining 6 batters can fail to get those.
Easier said than done. One of the teams that we cannot rule out of this season, I think the contenders this season will be Sidon Lions and Tachi Tigers, the defending champions. Both these teams have displayed some beautiful cricket, so you cannot just rule out the good work they are doing. Second over there by Nampera Sonia, the slow bowling option has come on. Poor judgment there from that is Erin Mutoni, but they feel very, very loud and they make sure that these girls don't get anything off that. A spinner, Nampera Sonia, has been introduced. Try and make sure that she bowls quick. Maybe as we were doing comment where the coach was hearing, bowl your 5 overs quickly, so that by the time the game is maybe called off, you could maybe pick up a result via the Duckworth method.
Yes, Ivan, bowl your 5 overs and stand a chance of getting a result. But if you continue using the fast bowlers, they'll eat up your time and the weather might not be on your side. Nampera Sonia continuing with her 5th delivery. Chance for a catch and caught by the bowler. Goodheart. Not playing with a good heart, or perhaps playing with a good heart to St. John's, giving them easy chances. A simple catch for the bowler there. A tentative shot. Not a push, not a block. Ended up in the air and caught by Nampera Sonia. Muted celebrations. They know they need to push the overs to get a result. But at this stage, In case we get a weather interruption, Goodheart will have a lot of work since Duckworth and Lewis is not friendly to those without resources, and resources Goodheart lacks at the moment. They've lost two wickets already in 1.5 overs. Spells doom for you. One ball remaining in the second over of the innings. What's coming in is that the rain is falling around us, but luckily at the ground, still nothing. One ball to complete the over from Nampera. An edge catch dropped by the fielder at short fire, chance for a run out. No ball it is, and one run is made.
Some bit of low awareness there from the fielder backwards of the square. After dropping that catch, don't feel so bad about it. Make a quick reaction. You could get a run out. She had the chance of getting one, but unfortunately she was still feeling bad about it. One thing I've liked about the St. John's secondary school team, she doesn't receive any blames whatsoever. They all get back to their positions, deliver the free hit. And there is a loud appeal there, but clearly a stamping of a free hit is not out. You can only be out a run out. So the coach is telling them, guys, get back to your places, keep rolling. The umpire confirms that that is an over. The users have started to fall here at Igulu High School. Coach Baragatu Yamwesimira will be feeling bad about it after posting a good total. Weather comes and disrupts the party. But nevertheless, we are into the third over of the game. There is a bowling change there. Irene Mutonyi, very, very well known for bowling pace. But this time round, I think she'll be throwing in some darts to see what happens. She starts with one off the body, a diving effort there from the wicket keeper. And when she doesn't get onto it.
Ivan, that's they are trying to make sure the overs are moving. Another dot ball there, chance for a catch. Wicket keeper did her best but couldn't land into her mitts. Irene doing what the coach is asking of her. Push the overs. We need 5 overs played for a result. Otherwise, it will be bad to score 130 plus.
I'll tell you something, Chief. St. James is doing everything to pick up a result. When the balls fall off, the speed at which Irene Mutonyi is placing them back just shows that they need to get to the 5 overs. The drizzle becoming thicker, but faster from all over the place is the call. Balls it a bit full. Every time they get it, they just throw it back to the bowler. The experience of Erin Mutonyi working out for them. They needed a quick over, and she's delivering one. Another one there. Dirty balls all through. Good work there from Erin Mutonyi.
Yes, Ivan, good work from Irene. Remember, it's a tight group they're in. If you have an opponent you can beat, take every opportunity there is. And a wicket there for Irene Mutonyi. Not clear what really happened. Don't think she was bowled, could have been LB. But out is the call from umpire Joseph Vyaruhanga. Confusion everywhere. Even the batter didn't know what happened. LB it was.
Yeah, she'll have to take that long walk back. Another thing that I've liked about this year's schools cricket tournament, the changes, the incoming batters have tried to come in a little bit quicker, not wasting a lot of time. But we are into the fourth over of the match. After this one, St. John's Senior Secondary School, we just need an over to seal the victory. But the weather not clearing, yet clearing. All still confusing. But the fielders already in their positions, telling the new batter that for us, we are ready for action.
Yes, Ivan, whether playing hide and seek with us, skies are clearing, but the drizzle is increasing by the minute. St. John's pushing to have a result. They need to bowl 2 more overs. At this stage, I would look at bowling dots. I wouldn't bowl to the stumps because a wicket would give time to the opponents, give them an opportunity to waste time as they have 3 minutes to get into the game. So I'll just bowl outside off, quick darts outside off, give the ball to the next bowler.
I St. John's pick this result, it will be surely because of their great awareness. Look at that one. Nampera Sonia, the bowler, running back her run up as quickly as possible, and the fielder throwing to have the ball. Tell you something, you've always known Frank and Soboga for bowling very, very quick overs. But this time round, we are seeing Nampera also trying to bowl those quick balls. I think it's becoming thicker, Jeff. Should be a disappointing end. Ivan people itching to pick this victory. They feel they really need it.
Yes, Ivan, it's a tight group. If you have your opponent by the neck, strangle them and pick up the 2 points. 1 ball left in the over, rather 2. St. John's are getting anxious, praying to the heavens. A dot ball it is to complete wide. Oh, this is a comedy of sorts. Fielders are anxious to get to the next over, but the umpire calls wide.
No ball call there from the umpire. I tell you something, Jeff, as the drizzle is becoming thicker, it's like St. John's has started throwing it away. That will hit the wickets. They will run, but in the end, the run will stand because that was coming off a free hit. Well, that will mark the end of the over. 10-3 is the score after 4 overs. And for the result to stand, St. John's Secondary School will just need to bowl an over here. Aaron Mutonyi, they are already, the fielders are already in their places to try and make sure that they see this over bowled. All the fielders are agreeing that only one person down at third man should be outside. Not sure why, because Aaron Mutonyi has been bowling spin. You really don't need a fielder at third man. Very, very short there from Erin Mutonyi. A bit of hesitation between the batters. She will go for the run out, and yes, run out it is. Jeff, you said wickets waste time, but the drizzle even thicker.
Yes, Ivan, I told you the wickets will waste time. At this point, if I was the bowler, I wouldn't have completed the run out. Just that even the Goodheart team seems to lack awareness about the situation. The incoming batter would have taken her sweet time, same as the batter going out, as the drizzle is increasing by the minute.